Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming at you with another drugstore foundation review. I haven't done this in a very long time, but a lot of you have been messaging me on like Snapchat and Twitter and asking me to do a review on the Revlon Colorstay Normal to Dry makeup foundation. Now, I went to Shoppers Drug Mart last night to buy this because I always buy things when they have like buy a lot of stuff and get a lot of points for it, so you end up getting money back. But this little biche was $21.99. That is so expensive. Drugstore makeup is getting so expensive. Like, foundations are priced ridiculously from the drugstore these days. So I did this one for you guys. We're gonna see how it works. So this one was $21.99 at Shoppers. I know it's cheaper elsewhere, like Walmart's always cheaper. Superstore is usually a lot cheaper as well. But I do typically buy most of my drugstore makeup at Shoppers Drug Mart just because I do get those points back. So only shop on the points days, y'all. Only shop on the points days. So let's talk about this foundation. You get 1 fluid ounce, typical size of foundation. They have different formulas. This is the normal to dry one, obviously, because I have incredibly dry skin. So this is going to be a review on that one. It has SPF 20 in it, and it says it has 24 hours of wear. So that's a long time that this one claims to wear. I got the shade 200 Nude. It was a little bit deeper because I did want it to go with like my fake tan. The one thing I noticed on the little fine print in here is that it says for your sunscreen to be beneficial, you need to apply it every 2 hours. And I'm like, homie, I ain't gonna be applying my foundation every 2 hours. So if you're wearing this and you're not applying a separate SPF, just know that after 2 hours, this bad boy don't work for sunscreen. Another thing I'm going to note, I am going to apply my MAC Strobe Cream and my Estee Edit Flash Illuminator in Morning Light just because I want it to be fair. I do apply that underneath all of my foundation. I always have some kind of glowing moisturizing base under there, so I am going to apply that first. And I'm also going to be using both my MAC 170 brush and my Beauty Blender to see which one applies it the best. I love it when foundations come with a pump. It's my favorite thing. So I've just pumped some onto my hand and I'm going to apply it with my finger on the face. This one right here is a real bad boy. Oh, it hurts. So I'm going to blend one side out with the Beauty Blender. Blending really nicely. I'd say this is like quite a satiny finish. This one does say that it's medium coverage. I don't remember where it said that. I think it said it like on the actual shelf. So medium coverage. I dip my sponge in a little bit more of the product and just add another layer. So that blended out really nicely. It's got like a satiny finish. Around my mouth right here, I'm seeing a little bit of dry patches. It just has that weird like crepey finish. It's not like sinking into the skin, but sometimes that can happen initially and then it'll sink into the skin later. So I won't judge it yet. We'll apply the rest of the makeup before I give my final thoughts on the crepiness. I'm gonna blend in the second side with my brush. It's covering my massive rashes actually quite nicely. Obviously with this level of rashy zittiness, I'm gonna need to go in with concealer after. I definitely prefer the Beauty Blender side. It just helps the foundation to sink into the skin a little bit more. I might actually just go over top the whole face with my Beauty Blender just to make sure that it is all blended in nicely. I'm bringing you in nice and close to my big zitty rashes, but I'm hoping that you guys can see what it's doing. It is so dry and crepey around my eyes and also around my mouth. Can you see it? I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's just like piling up around my eyes. I'm kind of trying to blend it in with my finger, giving it a little bit of warmth so it'll blend in a little bit more. But so far, like just right off the hop, very dry and crepey looking. Let's just turn that ring light back on because I can't stand looking at my rashes. They're awful. Not blending in so nicely into my skin so far, but what I'm going to do is apply my Mario Badescu Rose facial spray, and then I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back with you after that to see if it settled into the skin a little bit more and if those kind of crepey, weird, dry patches disappeared a little bit. I will be back with you shortly. Okay, so I've just applied the rest of my makeup, and there was a couple of things I did differently. I actually sprayed my face with MAC Fix Plus before I applied anything else, and then I also sprayed Fix Plus onto my Beauty Blender when I applied my concealer and powder just to give it a little bit more of a hydrating feel. And I think it really helped the foundation to sink in because it's completely sunken into my face now. There's no more of those like crepey, dry patches. Once I applied everything in with the Beauty Blender, it applied very very, very nicely, and I actually really like the finished look of this. So it's 9:30 now, and you guys know the drill. I'm going to wear this as long as I can throughout the day, and then I will check in at the end of the evening to see how it wore on the skin. I'm gonna try and wear it for a really, really long time, just because it does say 24-hour wear, which is a little bit ridiculous. I don't know why anyone would wear a foundation for 24 hours, but if that's how you feel, if you want to sleep in your makeup and wear it for 2 days straight, then you do you, boo. Yeah, let's see how long this holds up. If you guys want to know any of the makeup that I'm wearing, I will link all the products I use down below, but I am wearing the Lancome Juicy Shaker and Mangoes Wild, my Chocolate Bonbons palette. This is the faux liner look I did in that 3 looks using 1 palette. I'll link that down below as well. And I'm wearing the Bobbi Brown Apricot Blush. I'll check in with you in a number of hours to see how the foundation wears. Alright, so it is now 6:40 in the PM. This foundation has been on my face for over 9 hours now, which is a very long time for a foundation to be sitting on the skin. I have applied a lot of facial spray throughout the day because, I don't know why, I just always spray facial spray on my face. And it's still crumbling a bit, like it's totally like dried and peeled off underneath my eyes and on my chin as well. But it's lasted really well on the forehead. Like oftentimes a foundation will start receding down the forehead, but that hasn't happened. The foundation has stayed there. I did film a lip swatch video today, so I'm just ignoring the atrocity that is around my lips, but it's completely gone off of my nose. Like there is nothing left here, and I did set it with powder. So this is not my favorite foundation from the drugstore. I would not spend $22 again if I had the choice. I'd say this isn't a foundation for very dry skin. This definitely is something more towards the normal side, maybe like slightly dry. Once I had set it with the MAC Fix Plus, it didn't settle into any dry patches, so there was no worries of that if you do have some kind of setting spray. It just hasn't faded in my most favorite way on my face. Like I'm just seeing a whole lot of the zits, and the concealer didn't hold up on top of it, so I'm just kind of like a meh. I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. That's low, isn't it? Maybe a 7 out of 10. 6.8 out of 10. 10 out of 10 being like Charlotte Tilbury Magic and Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and the Lancome Cushion Foundation. So I'm trying to zoom in here so you guys maybe can see how it has faded, like just on my nose and around my mouth area. It's just not looking so hot. The skin is not looking nice. So definitely not my favorite. There are other drugstore foundations that I prefer over this, like my Physicians Formula BB cream. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this foundation if you have tried it in the comments down below, and also let me know any other foundations from the drugstore that you would like me to review, because I would love to find one that works perfectly for dry skin. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye! Bye!